Hi guys, and welcome to this very special AlakazamMagicUK live stroke launchy type thing. Just realised I forgot to bring my little button thing in so I could see what messages were coming up. Just to let you know, I cannot really see the messages on Facebook, but I'm going to try and keep track of them on my phone. So let's have a look here, and then I will, in a moment, when the little trailer is running, I'll go grab my iPad so I can see what messages are coming over on YouTube. So without further ado, let's introduce our guest for this evening and the creator of said effect, the legendary Mark Spellman.
Hey. Hello everybody, good evening. Well, actually, wherever you are in the world, might be morning. Hello everyone.
How are you today, Mark?
I'm very well. I've been very busy today. Very, very busy.
What have you been doing?
Day. Well, do you want the truth?
I know what you've been doing. Actually, yeah, you don't have to say because it's a bit personal.
No, it's all right. Just, well, that sounds really bad now. Now they're going to go, oh, you've got a rash. Yeah. No, we own a beauty clinic. One of my wife's business is a beauty clinic.
You keep talking. Fantastic. I'm going to go and get the iPad.
Go. I'll tell them the story. So my wife and I own a beauty clinic in North London called Stevens, which is an advanced beauty clinic specializing in skin and skin rejuvenation, that kind of thing. Really kind of high-end stuff. And it's a lovely shop. It looks wonderful from the outside. It's a double-fronted shop and looks lovely. And as a result, people that are of criminally minded sometimes look at the shop and think, oh, there must be some money in a place like that. And at I think it was 5:35 this morning, someone decided to break down the back door and try to steal things from the shop. Normally, it's just cash from the till, and I think they got away with about £140, which is, it's not going to break the bank, but it's just the mess afterwards. You got to sort out the door. I'm very good at DIY. Refuse to pay the extortionate prices to have someone come and fix a door. So most of my day today has been power tools out, fixing the door on my wife's clinic, and yeah, covered in sawdust, had a shower, and here we are. So there you go, perfect timing. That's the end of the story of what I did today.
Yeah, and my iPad's out of charge. I forgot to put it on charge. So if only I was in the studio, then everything's there ready for me.
So what happened with you, Peter, in the studio? Tell everyone. Let's have a little. Have you sorted it out, the electrics and stuff? Or?
Yeah, yesterday. A lot of people will know if they watch the live. I did the live from here, from my office, because I went into the studio. All the lights were working. All the sockets were dead. Couldn't get any power. So we've got an electrician coming round tomorrow to sort all that out. So yeah, I had to rush home from the shop to get it all set up here, just so we could do the live yesterday. But I want to say hello to everyone who is watching on Facebook. I can see you here: Lee, Alex, Bill, Richards, Scott. We've got Pat. We've got David, Christopher, Tom, Johan, Andy, Ryan, Darren. Steve says a lot of people joining us on Facebook. I can't see what's happening on YouTube, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hang on 1 second.
How do you see Peter on YouTube?
How do I what?
How do you see it? Do you see, like, can you do the same thing that you're doing on Facebook on YouTube? I've never done a YouTube live, believe it or not. I set one up. I've always done it as a guest.
Yeah, well, my system does it. I just connect up to it, but for some reason on my computer here it won't let me connect to the socials properly. which is a bit of a pain. But what I'm going to do, hang on a moment, if I do this, and
while you're doing that, I'm just going to say hello to everybody who is watching on YouTube. We don't have your names available at present. Our tech team are working behind the scenes. But hello if you are watching us on YouTube.
We've got quite a few people watching on YouTube. Actually, there's quite a few comments.
When I shared the link, I shared the link, I did it as a YouTube link.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there's loads of people, loads of comments. So let me say a few hellos to people on YouTube. We've got Dave Christmas, we got Henry Ferris, we got Mick Wilson, hiya Mick, Johnny Coates, Dr. Moggs, Terry G, yeah, Richard Groom. So yeah, loads of people joining us on YouTube. And oh, and someone asked, Dave Christmas, that's not his real name, but he has asked, did you get his email about an autograph?
Oh, was that sent today?
I don't know.
Dave Christmas, if you can reply to that, was that today? Because I will double check. And also, did you send it to my form on my website or on socials? Some people sometimes think they've emailed me, but they've actually sent me a message on socials.
Right. So, Mark, I think before
Yes,
we sort of go any further, because this is going to run for about an hour or so, this live, but I think we should play your little trailer.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
Let's explain one thing first.
Go on,
I think
explain.
let's explain one thing first. All
yes.
Right? Okay. So I think that we should. Are we gonna? Okay. So we won't name the item in question. We'll leave that as a mystery.
Well,
and then
they'll
obviously
get
that'll come out when we play the trailer. But
yeah, carry on.
they'll get the what?
No, I was going to say they see it in the
what?
trailer anyway.
Oh, they do, don't they? Of course they do. Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just tell them?
No, let's play the
All
trailer.
Right. All right.
Do what I said in the first
Play the
place.
trailer. All right.
Okay. So I will say as well, we have got the official trailer. So the trailer you're going to see now gives you a little bit of backstory, but then later on we're going to play the official trailer if you're unaware of what this product actually is. So let's take a look at this. We'll be back in a few minutes, Mark. Here we go.
It's me. Look, I'm going over these numbers and I'm telling you now that it just doesn't add up. I'm getting anonymous phone calls, email messages. Someone's even said something bad about me from top to bottom on the Magic Cafe. These people ain't playing. They're not playing. This is serious. Why do you sound like that? Helium balloon competition. Listen, I'm a dead man. You need to find them. I know they're out there. Find them. I'm a dead man. And don't do that helium thing. You get a tickly throat. Please tell me you're going to give me some good news.
Right, now I'm telling you, this ain't good. Me, Harry, Andy, Jen, even Buddy, we've searched the warehouse from top to bottom. The sales records reads 5,000 units made, 4,900 sold. There are 100 somewhere, but I cannot find them.
Well, you're gonna have to find them. You're gonna have to find them. Don't call me back until you've found them. Pete, it's me. You're not gonna believe this. I had the weirdest dream.
The one with me, you, the baby oil and the bowl of prawns?
No, well, yeah, I mean, that happens quite a lot. But no, I had a different dream. I dreamt that we were in Vegas, and it reminded me that we did all those conventions, the Missing 100. They're in Vegas. Now, look, I can't go because I've got my yoga class and crochet. You guys go, all right? You're going to have... It's going to be hard.
Okay, we'll go, but I hope you know how hard this is going to be. Travelling all the way to Sin City, the home of magic, the capital of entertainment, the casinos, the food, the shows, that Pink Panda bar.
Yeah, Pink Panda bar. Make sure you go in there and say hello to Juan. Tell him I haven't forgotten about his money. I love that guy. All right, get on the plane, find the missing 100.
Right, mate, I've looked in here.
Check the Venetian.
Checked our old penthouse suite in here. Not there.
Have you checked at the Mirage?
I even looked in there when you were going through your Rapunzel stage. Not in there.
It wasn't Rapunzel, it was Tinkerbell. Go and check at Hooters. We were in there quite a bit.
Mark, we have been up and down the strip. We've been to Luxor, Excalibur, MGM Grand.
New York.
There's none there. I've told you from the very beginning, there are no more.
Literally, it's so hot as well. You made us walk up and down. He said you didn't have any from day one. Unbelievable.
Shut up, Furry. Got my nerves.
Spellman.
Nod, it's me. I'm out celebrating. I've got some great news. They are not in America. They're not in Vegas.
What? Mate, I have just flown to Vegas. It's cost me over $2,000.
Calm down. You had a great time with Juan at the Pink Panda bar. I know you did. Listen, they're in Torquay. I'm going to get some specialist equipment and I'm going to go and find them. I'll call you soon.
Spellman, what's happening?
Mate, we have been looking everywhere. Let me flip my phone round.
Dad, give me the spade. I think I know about it.
Where is it, Isabella? Are you serious? Start digging. Pete, we're going to start digging. Isabella's going to dig. I'm going to go and have a bite to eat, a drink, and possibly a nap. She's only got a little spade, it's tiny. But I'll speak to you a little bit later. Isabella, just get on with it, all right? Stop moaning.
Right, well, get out of here quick. I've got customers waiting. Spellman.
Oh my God, Isabella. I think you got it. That's it. Oh my God, they're here. Peter, they're here. 100 gallery decks. Here.
Harry? That's all done. The best way to get Spellman is to mess about with his ego, and that cafe post was genius, mate. Absolute genius. That was pure class. He's got no idea it was you.
Good.
And I've even got him to pay for a holiday to Vegas.
Yes.
How do you say?
That's it. Oh man. So, well, over here,
Right. So,
over here on Facebook, I think a lot of people have enjoyed that. Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed that. So let me give them a little bit of background to this, right? So
yeah,
a few weeks ago,
what happened?
yeah, because a few weeks ago, I did actually mention on the live, it was about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, we were sorting out both sort of warehouses, the one in America and the one over here, because we were making sure that the stock was right, so we knew what was where and everything else. And we came across just a couple of boxes which were underneath other boxes of another trick and everything else. But we had to go through and we had to count everything because we needed to know what we sent to America and everything else. And we came across a box of the gallery here, but we had sent one of these boxes to America as well, so they're coming back to us because they were sort of under another product which we sent them. It was actually one of our new releases coming out, and we said, can you just check that box? And they had the gallery in there as well, so they're coming back to us. Now these gallery are from the final batch we ever had made, and I know that because it was only the final batch that had a gloss box. Now I presume the ones coming back from America are the same, but the original few runs that we had matte boxes. Only the final batch had a gloss box. So we've actually got a few of these in stock. I haven't counted the ones from America, but I know we've got 50 in the shop available for this, like instant dispatch, so they'll go out tomorrow. And the ones coming back from America, so I've only put 75 on our 75 to sell, basically. So once they're gone, I'll wait for the American ones to come over. They should be here in the next week. Hopefully they're on their way. And then they will go up as well. So if you miss out on this batch that we've got in now, don't worry. Fill in the remind me when in, and that will remind you when the next lot is in. But this is the last lot of galleries. Now, for anyone that doesn't know the gallery, I'm going to play the trailer in a moment, the proper trailer. But this is one of those effects that we get emails about almost every single day. So I don't think this has been available for what, 4 years, 5 years, maybe?
It was launched. Is there a delay? Am I delayed, Peter, when I'm talking to you, or is it?
No, you're not. But when you're watching back, you can minimise that screen you're watching because you must be watching the return feed. So you'll have a split second delay, but you can move that one out of the way, okay. I think.
Okay, all right. So yeah, no, the gallery was I think it was released sort of 2017. It was just before I did BGT,
right?
That they were released, and then I think it was just before the pandemic that the last. I mean, what was that 2019, 2020 maybe,
yeah.
Maybe actually end of 2019. Yeah. That's when I started getting lots of emails from people saying to me, when is the gallery coming out again? They're not on Penguin, they're not on AlakazamMagicUK. When is it coming out again? And I just started getting emails on socials of people asking me about the gallery, to the point where me and you were discussing, and it's like there's none, that's it. And yeah, so that's 2019, I'd say. End of 2019 is the last time that they were available from, like magic shops.
Yeah.
I remember literally directing people just like a Magic Week, have a look for the for sale thing, but they never were on there either, because I think once people got it, they kept it pretty.
And the thing was, most people purchased 2 packs because we did have routines on the video. I want to explain this as well for those of you that don't know what the gallery is, because obviously we've got a lot of customers that mostly got into Magic since the pandemic and things like that, so I'd never heard of it. But with the gallery, there was, what, 27 routines, something like that we taught? I mean, a majority
yeah.
you taught, but yeah, there was a lot of routines on there.
Yeah, there is. Because there's a lot. I mean, probably the best thing to do is if we play the trailer, the official gallery trailer from back then. I look a bit slimmer and a little bit younger. But if you play that trailer, then the guys can watch the trailer. Then we can talk about the gallery, and then we'll also fill them in on the madness that was the film that you just watched.
Yeah, okie dokes. So here we go. This is the official trailer of the gallery.
During my performing career, I have asked literally thousands and thousands of people to either think or choose a playing card. Nine years ago, I designed a pack of photo cards. I truly believe revealing an image rather than a playing card leads to more possibilities, more interesting moments of process. If you think about it, a playing card can only ever be red or black. It can only ever be high or low. Whereas an image can evoke certain emotions, can take you to certain places, make you see certain colours, even imagine tasting certain tastes. Whilst completely innocent looking, they do hold two very useful principles. These two hidden elements provide you with the ability to perform some truly hands-off mentalism, mind reading, and memory techniques. The download has more routines than you could possibly ever need, along with numerous subtleties, techniques, and principles explained in complete detail. Some of the routines include 3 versions of Out of This World using photographs. I'm actually finally releasing my much cherished PMOOTW. It is arguably one of the strongest things I think I've ever come up with. Peter Nardi, my good friend, has also contributed Foreseen, a fantastic prediction effect which I've incorporated with social media. Also included are a number of devious gimmicks for various effects, including my unpublished effect, Apparition. With the photo pack and the presentations that I describe on the download, you could literally perform a 15-minute set and no one in your audience would associate what you've done with being a card trick. I can't tell you how proud I am and excited to share with you the gallery.
So yeah, that's it. So Mark, tell us a bit more about the gallery first, and then we'll get on to the movie.
Yeah. So that trailer, so the gallery was released, I think, literally after I did BGT. But the production of the gallery, because in that trailer, there's a couple of moments where you can see I was on a talk show with, there's a show in the UK called Lorraine that I was on after I did BGT. So it must have been launched in 2018 and then out of stock, obviously, in end of 2019. So it's about a year and 6 months it was readily available.
Yeah.
So the gallery is, obviously I have a background in graphic design, illustration, that kind of thing. So I've always played around with image decks. So from drawings, sketches, photographs, imagery, that kind of thing. I'm really into it. I'm into photography as well. So, and I've always loved card techniques. I'm a bit of a magician and a mentalist. So I've always loved the sort of technical abilities of the magician, like the skill, the card techniques, forces, principles using cards effectively. But equally, obviously my act is very much sort of mentalism based, and for me, changing a deck of playing cards into photographs just made so much sense. So the gallery in its earliest incarnation was probably back in like 2005. And the way that I used to create them back then was I would lay them all out in Photoshop. I'd print off these sheets. I'd run all these sheets through a laminator, print them all off. And they never handled like cards when you do all that. But that was the earliest version of the gallery. Then I went through loads of different sort of versions of the gallery, from celebrity portraits, you name it. I did every conceivable thing. And then the one that I really just fell in love with using was a pack of cards that would be described and rationalized for an audience as being memory cards. They're cards used for the advancement of your memory, sort of training, memory training. So that's why, even though the deck to magicians, people in the business, it's called the gallery, when you get it, you would get this, which is, I'll hold that nice and still so you can see, it's the memory game. And even on the back, it would say, you know, like information about the cards, the memory game. I'll read the back so you don't have to, if I could see. The memory game is a fun and informative way to increase your memory potential, regardless of age or IQ. So basically, then it lists off, like, you can join the website. So when you see this, it looks like something that you could have picked up at, you know, an education center, some sort of like memory techniques. Whenever I used to use this, I used to talk about Dominic O'Brien, who was the world memory champion at the time. And I would say, you know, like, I just wanted to improve my memory. And the idea, the way that you rationalize it in a way, and this is all obviously on the downloads, is that you say every day you shuffle them up and you have images of like the Eiffel Tower and Rubik's Cubes, all the images that you saw in the trailer, and you mix them up. And the idea is that you memorize them. So you could say, right, 17. And then you go, right, 17 is the New York taxi cab or something like that. And that's the way that they became rationalized with my audiences. And what was really lovely about that as well is that my rationale for explaining it to my audience is that I'm able to say to them, look, let me tell you about some of the techniques that I use. One of the techniques is actually memory. It really helps and assists with so many of the things that I have to do. And I use these, actually. I pick these up. It's like the memory championships. You must have heard of this. And then that's how I would introduce them. But when I tell you, there are so many things. The routines for the gallery is literally sort of 15 to close to 20 years of just coming up with different routines, utilizing photographs. But the great thing is, sometimes there have been other photographic mentalism routines and products, but the gallery was the first one where it was actually on playing card stock, where you could really utilize, and I do, various card techniques that totally change what you're doing. You have to remember the association of a card trick, and don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with card tricks. If you watch Danny D. Ortiz or Juan Tamariz, you'll know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with card tricks. But for me, it's like, you know, I say it on the trailer, a playing card can be either black or red, high or low, a spot card, a call card. That's all it can ever be. And there's no real, if I said to you, can you visualize the Jack of Spades? That's all you can visualize. A court card, it's black, and that's it. There's nothing else. If you're looking at the Eiffel Tower in Paris, then now I can say, can you just visualize whatever is on that card? And maybe if you've been there, imagine yourself being there. Maybe, and if you haven't been there, maybe imagine yourself being there. Hear the sounds, see the sights, whatever it is. Imagine holding it in your hand. Imagine eating it. If it's a food, imagine tasting it. So there's lots of different things you can do with just one thing. So that effectively is what the gallery is. That's how it was born. It was conceived. back in the early 2000s, and then just went through so many variations that eventually became the gallery that was sold in 2018.
Yeah, I had a really lovely. I say I still got it, obviously.
Peter, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
I can't. I hear you. Hold on.
Ah. 1, 2. I should be on.
No. It's me. My Bluetooth. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I've got a lovely multiple routine little set that I do with them that I filmed for the gallery. I'm sure I filmed it, and I'm sure it's part of the project. And they're just routines that we explain anyway, but I put them together so they flow from one to another. One of them is your brilliant Out of This World, which is fantastic. I think that's the final routine I do in the little set, or it might be the middle routine.
Yeah, that's what I say on the trailer when I say, you know, like I never wanted to release my Out of This World. And what's lovely about the Out of This World with the photographs is that some of the photographs are black and white and some of the photographs are colour, and no one notices. And then you have this lovely moment where it's not just reds and blacks. I think sometimes with Out of This World, as brilliant a trick as it is, and as implausible as it is, I think when you start getting, if you imagine that card to be red, put it here. If you imagine it to be black, put it here. You're almost telling someone what the climax hopefully is going to be. What's lovely about the gallery is that you just say, I'm going to ask you just to deal in 2 piles, just randomly. But believe it or not, it's not random. It's coming from your subconscious mind. And they have no clue what you're talking about. And then when you turn them over, and you'll see this on the download, you turn them over and say, do you notice any difference? I normally turn like the top cards over. Say, what is the difference between those cards? And they'll look at the images and they'll kind of go, well, one's the Eiffel Tower and one's a skull. And I go, okay, you're going quite detailed there. Let's turn over the next one. Take a look at these. And then after you do about 4 or 5 cards of images, at that point, people go, oh, hang on a minute. They're all black and white and they're colour. And then now you keep on turning and turning, and then spread them all out, and then you've done an Out of This World. But the technique, Dan Harlan, I did a version of this, slightly different, on my Penguin lecture back in 2013. And Dan Harlan said that it was the best version of Out of This World he had ever seen. And he sees a lot, because obviously watching Penguin lectures and stuff, you know, being the host for so long, he saw a lot. But that is on the download for the gallery.
Yeah. I just want to say as well, for some reason, the gallery's not coming up in our search. But if you check in either the chat on YouTube or on Facebook under this video, I have actually put the direct link. If you click on that link, it will take you straight to the product. Now, I will say already, let me just double check this, that out of the half we have here in the UK, I think we're about 2/3 already gone. So these are the ones that will be going out tomorrow. So let me just find out where we are here.
Just while you're doing that, Peter, I'm just going to say to the people watching, when we print runs for the gallery, what you're watching in that video is actually quite true, accurately true. We did 5,000 gallery decks back in 2000, and it just sold 2018, and it just sold so well. And because of what it is, people are buying 2 or 3 decks because it replaced a deck of cards.
And we had
people that were using it.
A few routines that did use 2 decks as well.
Yeah,
there was a couple of bonus routines.
But I mean, I think once people realised that, like, actually, you know what, I'm using this more and more than I'm not actually pulling out a deck of cards. I'm pulling out a gallery. and doing this sort of amazing memory demonstration, and then doing Out of This World, and then doing this coincidence matchup thing, and all that kind of stuff. Because it also, you know, there's certain items in there that are like, there's the New York taxi cab, there's the pizza, there's the Statue of Liberty, you know, all America, you know, sort of like New York based type things, and there's a hot dog. So you can imagine it, rather than cutting to the aces, you know, as an example, you know, people are cutting randomly to these images, and lo and behold, you turn them over, and you can start to describe it. I get a sense, and it's like, isn't it amazing? You all cut to 4 random places. You've got a hot dog, you've got a New York taxi cab, you've got the Statue of Liberty, and you've got a pizza. And then obviously now you can link that all very much to a New York themed.
You could have, you could have New York in a Sven pad. Get someone to just think of open it up to any country. They're think, or any city in the world. They're thinking of New York without telling people. Get the 4 other people to cut the deck, and they all sort of together reveal what they're thinking
so
of.
much.
There's so many things.
The dude as well. I mean, it just evolved, because the gallery is one of those things that I really loved. We loved hearing from people that would just suggest routines, and then we'd put these routines, add them into the people's accounts on the site, and it just evolves. So you'll see that there's one batch of explanations of effects that I'm doing. Actually in my living room with some friends that are part of the performance, and then you'll see that it then goes over to ALAKAZAM and me and Peter doing some of the routines, where we're just like, so many of these routines evolved. And back when we released the gallery, we literally said to people, if there's an idea that you come up with that you really want to share, you don't have to share it if you want to keep it tight-lipped, you know, whatever, but if you want to share a routine, let us know what you come up with. And the gallery is one of those things whereby, you know, it just works. So if you imagine like a confabulation routine where you're asking, confabulation, like in a close-up sense, doesn't really happen that often. It's very much a sort of parlor or stage performance. But you imagine with a pack of cards, the gallery, someone mixing them up, or you giving them a really good mix, someone cutting to a random position, and then people taking 3 or 4 photographs, and then now you say, look, whatever you have, or what you should just imagine, if it's something you can hold, if it's something that you might, there's wine in there, might be something you could taste, it might be a landmark of some sort. This Christ the Redeemer is in there in Brazil, and then now you can sort of mind read 3 people, tell them what they're thinking, and then say, but you know what, I didn't really have to read your minds, because what's way harder than reading people is predicting what people will do. Now you take out your wallet, take out a piece of paper, or do a video, you know, like you got a video reveal that you click play on it, and it's like, you know, tonight I'm going to be, you know, on your social media, you know, I'm going to be at the performance at the Ritz Hotel, and a group of people will be thinking of, you know, a bottle of wine, a pizza, and Christ the Redeemer. So that effectively is, there's so much that you can do with it. Any card routine that you can think of, pretty much, I mean, you know, like in that sort of mentalism style card effect, you can convert with the gallery and then some. So it's one of those, it's honestly, I always say to people, do I still use it? And of course, there's routines that I've come up with over the years that I no longer use. Most creators will have a whole load of things that they don't use anymore, but they've served them well. I still use the gallery to this day. These are the last 2 decks of the gallery from the first original run that I have. I had 50 of these for my own personal use. These are the last 2. And I use them everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Let me just answer this, Mark, to Mark Atkinson. Mark, if you place your order and then send us an email or put a note on your order, if it has, remember your shipping has got to be, if you're in the UK, over £40 your order, or if it's overseas, it will be £70 sterling. If you're in America, I'm not sure where you are, But if you're in America, it's not $70, it's £70 sterling. But if you have been charged shipping and you shouldn't have been, we'll refund that for you. So don't worry about that. Don't miss out on a gallery because of shipping, 'cause we'll refund it for you. Because once these are gone now. But it's such a brilliant thing. Do you know what? I think we've had a lot of people. I'm just scanning here on the YouTube and the Facebook, and there's a lot of people joining us late. So I think we should play the first trailer again. Have a little look at that.
Before we play it,
yeah,
you're talking about the film, yeah.
Yeah.
Before you play it, let's just quickly, just so to, like, obviously the people that have watched it and the people that are now joining, just to explain what it is very, very briefly. The gallery is a pack of photographic cards that I created initially back in 2005, 2007. And it was eventually released as a product, something that I've used extensively in 2018. And there was a print run, effectively a total of 5,000 galleries were printed. And we recently found, or Peter and his team found, the very last of the latest batch. The exact number is, we're assuming it's around about the 100 mark, hence the reason why the missing galleries. The centum is Latin for 100. And what you're going to watch now is a spoof film about the missing 100. So just again, just to very quickly bring people up to speed, for the people that did watch it, and it makes sense to the people that are about to watch it, and that is that when Peter told me that he had this 100 galleries, some of them in the USA, some of them over here, I initially said to Peter, oh, it'll be great. I've had so many people emailing me over the last couple of years. Are they going to come out again? Are they available? They're not available anywhere. Where can I get one? I've used one for ages. I need a new one. And I said to Peter, it would be great if we did like an Indiana Jones style film of, you know, at the end of Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's that room, that massive warehouse with all the boxes. And I said, oh, it'd be so funny if we did like a little teaser of parting the boxes and then this last box of galleries that's been, you know, blow the dust off and stuff like that. It'd be great fun to do, because I think anybody that knows me and Peter for as long as we've been friends, which is a very long time, we've always loved creating odd movies. There was one that we have to refilm called The Dealer. I'll say no more, but me and Peter are going to reshoot that. We filmed it totally improvised, sitting in a car. When was that? 2008?
Do you know what it was?
Something?
We were filming the original Assassin trailer, and we had just been round to the car park, and then we drove back to the shop, and we were outside front of the shop, and you just had the camera on.
Yeah, we were sitting in Peter's car, and I had this and it was not on the small DSLRs, it was a big camcorder that we were filming on. And I turned around to Peter, and I had just had the camera running, and I just went to Peter, don't you ever feel guilty about being a dealer? And then it turned into this whole interview that was just going to be, and then we were going to edit this all together and create this spoof video, and we lost the footage. We couldn't find the footage. So it is something we're going to revisit. But I do a lot of editing. So that trailer, for the people that haven't watched it, you're going to see it now. That was edited by me. But I love editing. I love film making and that kind of thing. And as soon as we found these galleries, or Peter and his team found the galleries, I said, we've got to do something fun. We haven't done anything for ages. But then Peter was going to Magic Live and was going to be in Vegas. So it took a whole new turn. So the film that you're about to watch, and if you've just watched it, it's good fun. Watch it again. There's probably a few bits you missed. But now we're going to play it again, and it is the search for this missing 100. Peter, take it away.
Okie dokes, here it is. The search for the 100.
It's me. Look, I'm going over these numbers and I'm telling you now that it just doesn't add up. I'm getting anonymous phone calls, email messages. Someone's even said something bad about me on the Magic Cafe. These people ain't playing. They're not playing. This is serious. Why do you sound like that? Helium balloon competition. Listen, I'm a dead man. You need to find them. I know they're out there. Find them. I'm a dead man. And don't do that helium thing. You're going to get a tickly throat. Please tell me you're going to give me some good news.
Right, now I'm telling you, this ain't good. Me, Harry, Andy, Jen, even Buddy, we've searched the warehouse from top to bottom. The sales records reads 5,000 units made, 4,900 sold. There are 100 somewhere, but I cannot find them.
Well, you're going to have to find them. You're going to have to find them. Don't call me back until you've found them. Pete, it's me. You're not going to believe this. I had the weirdest dream.
The one with me, you, the baby oil and the bowl of prawns?
No, well, yeah, I mean, that happens quite a lot. But no, I had a different dream. I dreamt that we were in Vegas, and it reminded me that we did all those conventions, the missing 100. They're in Vegas. Now, look, I can't go because I've got my yoga class and crochet. You guys go, all right? You're going to have... It's going to be hard.
Okay, we'll go, but I hope you know how hard this is going to be. Travelling all the way to Sin City, the home of magic, the capital of entertainment, the casinos, the food, the shows, that Pink Panda bar.
Yeah, Pink Panda bar. Make sure you go in there and say hello to Juan. Tell him I haven't forgotten about his money. I love that guy. All right, get on the plane, find the missing 100.
Right, mate, I've looked in here.
Check the Venetian.
Checked our old penthouse suite in here. Not there.
Have you checked at the Mirage?
I even looked in there when you were going through your Rapunzel stage. Not in there.
It wasn't Rapunzel, it was Tinkerbell. Go and check at Hooters. We were in there quite a bit.
Mark, we have been up and down the strip. We've been to Luxor, Excalibur, MGM Grand.
New York.
There's none there. I've told you from the very beginning, there are no more.
Literally, it's so hot as well. You made us walk up and down. He said you didn't have any from day one. Unbelievable.
Shut up, furry. Got my nerves.
Spellman.
Nod, it's me. I'm out celebrating. I've got some great news. They are not in America. They're not in Vegas.
What? Mate, I have just flown to Vegas. It's cost me over $2,000.
Calm down. You had a great time with Juan at the Pink Panda bar. I know you did. Listen, they're in Torquay. I'm going to get some specialist equipment and I'm going to go and find them. I'll call you soon.
Spellman, what's happening?
Mate, we have been looking everywhere. Let me flip my phone round.
Dad, give me the spade. I think I know where it is.
Where is it, Isabella? Are you serious? Start digging. Pete, we're going to start digging. Isabella's going to dig. I'm going to go and have a bite to eat, a drink, and possibly a nap. She's only got a little spade. It's tiny. But I'll speak to you a little bit later. Isabella, just get on with it, all right? Stop moaning.
Right, well, get out of here quick. I've got customers waiting. Spellman.
Oh my God, Isabella. I think you got it. That's it. Oh my God, they're here. Peter, they're here. 100 gallery decks here.
Harry, that's all done. The best way to get Spellman is to mess about with his ego, and that cafe post was genius, mate. Absolute genius. That was pure class. He's got no idea it was you.
Good.
And I've even got him to pay for a holiday to Vegas.
Yes.
How do you say?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let me see what's happening over on YouTube. So Mark Axinson said the trailer's genius. Webb said, of course I've ordered. Anything with Mark's name on it is an instant purchase. Ordered, can't wait, from Terry C.
Thank you. I've got some old Noddy, I've got some old exercise books if he wants some of those, because it's got my name on them. So
I'll let him know. We will actually. Pseudo Magician said, "Can you put the trailer in our account so we can keep enjoying it?" Yes, I will do that. I'll upload it to Vimeo and I'll stick it in your account with the gallery. With the gallery videos. Now the gallery videos, as soon as you purchase the product, you will have access, I believe, to all your gallery videos. I do believe, fingers crossed. So I don't think you need passwords for them. So yeah, they should be there so you can start learning straight away. Now remember, the first lot of these are already in the shop, so they'll be starting to be sent out tomorrow. So a lot of you in the UK will have these hopefully by the weekend. The others are coming from America, and so if you have got to wait a week or two, please don't worry, they will be coming. But you'll see tomorrow, if you get an update, you'll know whether your one's been sent out or not. But if you were one of the first sort of 50 or so, then yours will be going out tomorrow, so you'll have it in the next few days. And the others shouldn't be too long, because I had a shipping notification the other day saying they're on their way. So they shouldn't be too long to be with us. Wayne Forbes said, Peter, put me one to one side. I will do that, Wayne. I'll do that in a moment. I'll get on there and take one off the stock for you. But remember, guys, this is it. This is the last lot of these. And it is
can I just put out a thing, Pete?
Yeah.
If there's any questions while we're live, fire them up, and then Peter will read them out. But if you've got any questions about the gallery, you want to ask me anything about it before you purchase, or if you've purchased or whatever, if there's any questions you've got, like now, I mean, obviously, if you think of questions at a later stage, then you can get me on social media. Most people get me at I am Spellman and that's on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. Just type in Spellman, you'll find me. 1L2Ns, and you'll find me on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. That's my next 7 days taken care of. Andy Cooper, it's longer than 7 days. There's so many routines in there. It really is longer than 7 days. So get yourself a sleeping bag, loads of food supplies, and put yourself in a bunker, and then watch and absorb. It's really good fun as well. There's some really nice light-hearted moments in there. And the routines are good. But if there's any questions you've got that you want to ask, then please do, because that's why we're on a live, so that you guys can ask any questions if you have any.
Was I on mute?
Yeah, I couldn't. I'm here going through everything, trying to work out what's going on. That's my fault.
No, it was me. I left myself on mute. So, as I was saying, there was a question about will they fit through a letterbox? Yes, they will. It's only a deck of cards. And I did say we're at 9 o'clock now, but we'll most probably keep rolling to about 9:30 to answer some questions. So I'm going to scan both the chats. So if you've got any questions, now's your time to ask them. Also, if you own the gallery, and I know there was a lot of people on here, I saw our good friend Nicholas Mavresis on here. There are about 100 messages saying, Peter, you're on mute. So I didn't see those last time. So Nicholas Mavresis said that it's one of his everyday carries, the gallery deck. He still uses it, and I'm sure he bought one from the very first batch. Different email address to my account.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Right, so let me just see this. Matthew said, hey Peter, I've just ordered this using a different email address to my account with Alakazam in error. Can I arrange to get the videos moved to my Alakazam account easily enough? Yeah, we can give you a redeem code, and as soon as you put that in, the videos will appear. But you may find the system itself is quite clever, so it might actually connect your address and your name. So just check your account anyway, just to make sure, because they may already be in there. Let's have a look at what's happening on YouTube. Yeah, Pseudo Magician just said, too bad the decks are shipping from the US to the UK, because he lives in the US, we have to ship them back out. Yeah, because we didn't have many, we just wanted them all here, so we will ship them from the UK to you guys. Chris Brown said, a Magic Life flashback, obviously talking about the fact that he can't hear me. For anyone that's heard, there's a couple of videos floating about of me demonstrating at Magic Life, and you can't hear a word I'm saying because I lost my voice. And I did sound like that little character you had me on in the trailer. Where are we going here? Let's have a look. Any questions? So there's no questions yet. Oh, someone has asked, how many more possibilities do the two decks open up? Now, we explain a few tricks, maybe 3 or 4 using 2 decks, but the fact is we didn't really explore it that much because we were selling 1 deck. But I'm sure if you've got 2 decks, you will have uses for them both. even the fact of having dupe cards is phenomenal when it comes to mentalism. You know, so yeah, I mean, we never really pushed the fact of 2 because we didn't want people to feel they had to buy 2. But obviously, if you've got 2 decks, it opens up even more possibilities for you.
Yeah, the obviously with any sort of card routines and sort of routines like a do as I do or a coincidence type effect, there were obviously a bit of a branching where we ended up using 2 decks of cards. However, it should be pointed out that if you buy the 1 deck of cards of the gallery, there will be things like do as I do routines within the designs. There's an association with some of the designs as well. So, as an example, there's a bullet, there's a gun, there's handcuffs, and then there's a key. And you've got pizza, and then you've got hot dog. You've got landmarks like the Christ the Redeemer and the Statue of Liberty. So there's certain things that actually do kind of match well if you were doing a coincidence type routine.
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, I'm just answering some messages here.
Oh no problem. I'll tell you something else as well. It's obviously a lot of this was filmed back in 2018, but I chose as an example. There's the Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the images, and then you've got the Eiffel Tower. So there's a lovely routine on there where if you imagine, I don't know what it's called. Is it the double deal, Peter? You know when you literally deal down cards.
Yeah.
And you just keep on dealing, deal down. You can take some out the middle if you like. Now deal 2, pick up that pile that you dealt.
Yeah, isn't it like like the Gemini twins type deal? Where they deal down and then as soon as they've gone through a few, you go, oh, you take them out the middle, take them off the bottom.
No, I thought the Gemini twins deal. Are you talking
about
no,
Gemini that's twins? Yeah, that's the other one. I don't know what. Yeah, I use that deal a lot.
I've called it the double deal one. So basically, what happens with this in the routine is what's lovely is for those that know that deal, and obviously you'll learn it in the download. You've got the Eiffel Tower and the Great Pyramid of Giza on the very top of the gallery pack. So now, once they start dealing those cards down, and then you get them to deal. Pick up that pile and now deal them into 2 separate piles. Those 2 cards make their way up to the top. You'll understand when you see the tutorial if you don't know the deal I'm talking about. But effectively, then what happens is you've got the Eiffel Tower on top of one pack, and you've got the Great Pyramid of Giza on top of the other. And what's lovely is that both of them can be described in very similar ways. As you're looking at this is tall. This is not something you could hold in your hands. If you were looking out over the horizon, I can imagine you'd see this. This would stand out. If you imagine walking around this, there's four corners, almost identically spaced out. But rather than it being a tall building, this goes to a point. And then now you've described, and you could even draw this. A really sort of rough sketch and go, that's the image ahead, show everyone what you've got, and then they turn it round. And you'll get a hit for the pyramids or the Eiffel Tower. But it's so there's lots of thought. It's not just a random bunch of images. One of the obviously you'll see there's on the trailer of the gallery, you'll see there's a moment that I do something with a Rubik's Cube. And it's all mixed up, and then you shake it, and then it all becomes solved. And that is just all different things that we thought of when we were putting this together, and things that I've just used throughout the years. There's another one called Apparition, where you ask. I've always loved Luke Germain's. What's the memory one, Pete? Luke Germain's routine, where he gets them to misremember a playing card. It was in Building Blocks. I mean, we're going way back.
Yeah. No, I know the one. I can't remember the name.
So the picture of the Eiffel Tower in the gallery, if you look at the picture, there's one moment where you say to someone, just randomly choose an image from the pack. They end up using your skills and techniques. They end up looking at a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and you say to them, don't show me what it is, but just take in as much information of that image, what it looks like, if it's something you can hold in your hands, if it's a food or an item, imagine that item. If it's a place, imagine being there, but take in almost a snapshot of that image. And they do, and then you'll say to them, right, just give me some of the details. And you'll take that image from them without sort of looking, you place it on the palm of someone else's hand. You hold that. Now a test for you, relay the information on that for me. And then now they're saying, oh, it was the Eiffel Tower. Okay, brilliant, okay. And the other person is now looking at it, and you'll say, give me more information. They say, well, it was a yellow, orange sky. Perfect. And they describe it accurately, and they say, how many people did you see in the picture? And they'll say, there were none. And you go, and I precede this by talking about how sometimes something can be in front of us and we don't see it. So you know that thing where you put a pencil behind your ear and you're looking for the pencil, but it's behind your ear, or you're holding your mobile phone or your keys and you're looking for your keys and you go, oh my God, I'm holding my keys. So it's that kind of almost mental blindness. You don't see things, and that's what that routine is based upon. But basically, they don't see the people in the photograph, and there are 3 people in the photograph. Oh, it might be 2. Can't remember. God, I've got to go through my gallery deck. But actually, let me get it out, and I can show that card to you. Let me see if I've got it here. I'm talking while I quickly find it.
Right. So let me just have a look. You what?
Oh, there you go. So here, let me just show there. That's the Eiffel Tower card. Oh, let me come back a little bit. But you can see clearly the silhouette. It is 2 people. See 2 people there clearly in that image. Let me just get it so it doesn't glare too much. There you go. But there's clearly 2 people. But when you show them the card, when they look at it and they randomly choose this one, they don't see those 2 people. And that's just called apparition. But I love that because it's, rather than people sort of kind of going with Luke Germain's routine, it'd be like they'd go, oh, it was the 2 of diamonds. And, you know, you're going, well, it wasn't, it was King of Spades. And for me, sometimes that can be a bit of a leap of believability in terms of that they misremember the card so badly that it's a completely different card. Whereas what I love about the routine with the Eiffel Tower is it's such a small detail. How many people are in the picture? And they go, oh, there was no people. And everyone just goes, there's clearly 2 people in that picture. So that's just a very different kind of a routine. But that's what I mean about the gallery. It literally is. And just to give you sort of like an insight into some of the pictures, you've got things like a hammer. There's all different kinds of things. A knife. Images that, you know, like they kind of, you know, a butcher's knife on a table. Am I getting that in the right position? There you go. No, I'm completely wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know, but there's some really, really nice images. The skull. You've got things like that. Telephone boxes. Loads of different images. And some gaff cards in there as well. There's one of my favourite forces as well. I explain it's one of the things that I still use to this day. Whether I'm doing an after dinner, it's such a clean force, and it feels so hands off. In actual fact, it almost virtually is hands off, where you can force any one of those images on someone. Works on stage, works in a sort of after dinner parlor performance, and works close up as well. But it really feels like the cross-cut force, which we all know.
Yeah.
The only problem with the cross-cut force is that it has been so explained as a beginner's force. But the sad thing is, it's a brilliant force, and it's such a shame that it has been explained as much as it has been. Like the thumb tip, it kills me. The thumb tip's one of the most ingenious gimmicks ever. but it's one of the most exposed gimmicks ever, which is such a shame. But the force that I explain on the gallery to force any one of those images has the same feel as hands-off light cut force, but cannot be reverse engineered. And it's very underused, because when I did a lecture at Blackpool Magic Convention, and I lectured the gallery deck when we had it in 2018, and it was one of the forces that everyone just went, that force alone it was so hands off that, like, why am I not using that force? So so that is explained on the gallery too.
Cool. Well, do you know what, Mark? Let's. I think we should play the official trailer, and then we'll start wrapping this up. But guys, there are not many left of the ones we have got at HQ. So if you want one, or if you want to add an additional one, now's the time to do it. Now, obviously, if you've ordered two and you've ordered them separately, let us know and we'll refund one of your shipping charges, so you'll only pay one shipping charge. So right, let's play the trailer once more, the official trailer, and then we'll come back and say our goodbyes.
During my performing career, I have asked literally thousands and thousands of people to either think or choose a playing card. Nine years ago, I designed a pack of photo cards. I truly believe revealing an image rather than a playing card leads to more possibilities, more interesting moments of process. If you think about it, a playing card can only ever be red or black. It can only ever be high or low. Whereas an image can evoke certain emotions, can take you to certain places, make you see certain colours, even imagine tasting certain tastes. Whilst completely innocent looking, they do hold two very useful principles. These two hidden elements provide you with the ability to perform some truly hands-off mentalism, mind reading and memory techniques. The download has more routines than you could possibly ever need, along with numerous subtleties, techniques and principles explained in complete detail. Some of the routines include 3 versions of Out of This World using photographs. I'm actually finally releasing my much cherished PM00TW. It is arguably one of the strongest things I think I've ever come up with. Peter Nardi, my good friend, has also contributed Foreseen, a fantastic prediction effect which I've incorporated with social media. Also included are a number of devious gimmicks for various effects, including my unpublished effect, Apparition. With the photo pack and the presentations that I describe on the download, you could literally perform a 15-minute set and no one in your audience would associate what you've done with being a card trick. I can't tell you how proud I am and excited to share with you the gallery.
Brilliant. So, if there's no more questions, I think we'll start wrapping this up. I'm going to put the trailer in the other trailer in everyone's account, so they've got it there forever, because it is.
You should also put it on YouTube as well. It's good for your view.
Oh, it's on. Actually, it's on YouTube, so I'll make that public now. But yeah, it's great. So I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. I know it was a sort of short notice live, so thanks so many of you for joining us. We have got another live launch on the 30th of this month, and that's something you do not want to miss. 30th of this month, a live launch. So Mark, any last words before we go?
I just want to say thanks to everybody that's jumped on this, and And I really hope, if you are one of those people that have been emailing me, and I really want, this has all kind of happened quite rapidly, finding these and then getting them sent over from the States, and filming this. I mean, as you can imagine, people was in Vegas last week, so I mean, it's been filmed, and I was literally finishing some of the filming. Only like Peter saw it for the very first time this morning.
Yeah.
So this has been quite a rapid turnaround. I really wanted to try and hunt down every email and message that I've had regarding the galleries. So I really hope, if you are one of those people, you've just watched this and you can place your order for the gallery, because I know that a lot of people have been asking for it. And yeah, if you have purchased, enjoy. If you have any questions, you can find me at I Am Spellman on Instagram and on Facebook. Just send me a message. I get a lot of messages, so I will try to get back to you. And yeah, thank you for taking the time out to watch. I promise you this. Actually, I shouldn't say this. It sounds like I'm a car. I was going to say, I promise you this. Once you've got one deck in your hands and then you utilize it, you're going to wish that you bought another one, because so many people that have asked me, when is the gallery coming out, are people that already own one that are going, I need another one. Like, you know.
Yeah, Nicholas Mavresis actually put that in the chat. He said, just get two, because, you know, you're going to thank me if you ever need it. You know, the second one, because it is something that's really good, and it should be part of your act. If you, like Mark says in the trailer, suddenly, whether you're performing a card trick or not, it's not a card trick.
Yeah, 100%. Again, you know, any kind of mentalism, or even if you're a magician and you do sort of more mental magic, it still works. The notion of memory bridges the gap between magicians and mentalists. As magicians, my goodness, you know, like the amount of things you've got to remember. So memory is a really important thing, whether you're a magician or a mentalist. And it is something really interesting to share with your audience, because that sort of giving them a little insight into what we do is something that there's obviously my other release, very recent release, Solos, is very much about bridging that gap. And kind of giving an audience a little peek behind the curtain, and audiences really love it, because they don't feel that you're ruining the magic, but they feel that you're giving them a little insight into the intricacies of magic, and that's really interesting and fascinating. So bear that in mind, and I promise you this: no matter what, there is a routine, if not multiple routines, amongst the extensive download with the gallery that will slot straight in forming style into an act you're doing, or a completely new act.
And the other thing I will say is, obviously we haven't sent this product out on an email yet. It will be going out, chances are, on tomorrow's email. So you guys have got the first bite of the cherry, because I wouldn't be surprised if when that email goes out, they'll sell like that. We've had so many people asking for it. Far more people have asked than the units we've actually got in stock. So as always with the live launches and, you know, what happens on the app, you guys get the first bite of the cherry before products tend to go out on the general email, which is where it goes to the mass market. So it's like you've got your own VIP ticket to the launch. This is your chance to buy it before anyone else can, and to secure yours. If you leave it a couple of days, chances are you won't be able to get one. But you have been warned.
But you've got the batch coming over from the States as well.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that as well.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Yeah, because you know, we've sold over half just tonight. So by the time that email goes out, those other half will go like that. Because there has been so many people emailing in, like you said. You've had tons of emails, and this has been off the market for what, 3 years?
Yeah, 2009, 2000, late 2019. I think that was when it pretty much dried up.
Yeah. So yeah. Okie dokes. So we'll leave it at that.
Thank you all for watching. And yeah.
Shall we leave them with the finding of the 100?
only what, 3 times. Peter, do you love watching this? This
I
is
do.
like your. This is
I
like
do.
you know what? I love the ending when you see the the to be continued bit at the very end, because what's coming. There will be that. I didn't just put that in there just to go. Ooh, it will be. There is going to be a part 2.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Leave it with that. That'll be a way of bowing out. But thank you everyone for joining us. And thank you, Peter, for setting this up. And
Oh, you're
thank you
welcome.
to the team that are far more organised than Peter for finding the 100. Obviously, Isabella gets credit
Yeah.
for finding them, but really, truly, it was the AlakazamMagicUK team.
Well, really and truly, it's Jenny. She's the one that goes out in the warehouse and says, Peter, you've got so much stuff in here. What is it? And I go, it's just stuff I need. Yeah. We should look through it.
Well, let's leave it with that. And then, yeah. Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. Lots of love to everybody. And, let's enjoy it one last time.
Okie dokes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will leave you with this trailer. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we're back on Tuesday with the AlakazamMagicUK Live, and put a note in your diary for the 30th of this month for another live launch. So we will see you then.
It's me. Look, I'm going over these numbers and I'm telling you now that it just doesn't add up. I'm getting anonymous phone calls, email messages. Someone's even said something bad about me on the Magic Cafe. These people ain't playing. They're not playing. This is serious. Why do you sound like that? Helium balloon competition. Listen, I'm a dead man. You need to find them. I know they're out there. Find them. I'm a dead man. And don't do that helium thing. You get a tickly throat. Please tell me you're going to give me some good news.
Right, now I'm telling you, this ain't good. Me, Harry, Andy, Jen, even Buddy, we've searched the warehouse from top to bottom. The sales records reads 5,000 units made, 4,900 sold. There are 100 somewhere, but I cannot find them.
Well, you're going to have to find them. You're going to have to find them. Don't call me back until you've found them. Pete, it's me. You're not going to believe this. I had the weirdest dream.
The one with me, you, the baby oil and the bowl of prawns?
No, well, yeah, I mean, that happens quite a lot. But no, I had a different dream. I dreamt that we were in Vegas, and it reminded me that we did all those conventions, the missing 100. They're in Vegas. Now, look, I can't go because I've got my yoga class and crochet. You guys go, all right? You're going to have... It's going to be hard.
Okay, we'll go, but I hope you know how hard this is going to be. Travelling all the way to Sin City, the home of magic, the capital of entertainment, the casinos, the food, the shows, that Pink Panda bar.
Yeah, Pink Panda bar. Make sure you go in there and say hello to Juan. Tell him I haven't forgotten about his money. I love that guy. All right, get on the plane, find the missing 100.
looked in here.
Check the Venetian.
Checked our old penthouse suite in here. Not there.
Have you checked at the Mirage?
I even looked in there when you were going through your Rapunzel stage. Not in there.
It wasn't Rapunzel, it was Tinkerbell. Go and check at Hooters. We were in there quite a bit.
Mark, we have been up and down the strip. We've been to Luxor, Excalibur, MGM Grand.
New York.
There's none there. I've told you from the very beginning, there are no more.
Literally, it's so hot as well. You made us walk up and down. He said you didn't have any from day one. Unbelievable.
Shut up, furry. Got my nerves.
Spellman.
Nod, it's me. I'm out celebrating. I've got some great news. They are not in America. They're not in Vegas.
What? Mate, I have just flown to Vegas. It's cost me over $2,000.
Calm down. You had a great time with Juan at the Pink Panda bar. I know you did. Listen, they're in Torquay. I'm going to get some specialist equipment and I'm going to go and find them. I'll call you soon.
Spellman, what's happening?
Mate, we have been looking everywhere. Let me flip my phone round.
Dad, give me the spade. I think I know where it is.
Where is it, Isabella? Are you serious? Start digging. Pete, we're going to start digging. Isabella's going to dig. I'm going to go and have a bite to eat, a drink, and possibly a nap. She's only got a little spade. It's tiny. But I'll speak to you a little bit later. Isabella, just get on with it, all right? Stop moaning.
Right, well, get out of here quick. I've got customers waiting. Spellman.
Oh my God, Isabella. I think you got it. That's it. Oh my God, they're here. Peter, they're here. 100 gallery decks. Here.
Harry? That's all done. The best way to get Spellman is to mess about with his ego, and that cafe post was genius, mate. Absolute genius. That was pure class. He's got no idea it was you.
Good.
And I've even got him to pay for a holiday to Vegas.
Yes.
How do you say?
Oh!